What is going on, guys? Hello, and in today's video we're going to be going through the daily Leetcode problem, which is make string a subsequence using cyclic increments. Right, I really enjoyed solving this question. It's one of them questions where you actually feel good once you submit and find out that it passes. So let's read the question carefully. It says you're giving two zero index strings, str1 and str2, and in one operation we need to select the set of indexes in str1. So in one operation what we can do is select a set of indexes in str1, and for each index we're going to increment its character to the next character cyclically. I can't read that, but that means the A becomes a B, the B becomes a C, the C becomes a, the Z becomes a, and when it gets to end, the Z becomes a, and so on and so forth. So what it wants is return true if it's possible to make str2 a subsequence of str1. Basically, a subsequence is a new string that is formed from the original string by deleting some of the characters without disturbing the relative positions of the remaining characters. So, for example, if this was ABD instead of ABC, a subsequence is possible because we would just delete the B in the middle. So that means the difference between subsequence and substring, they have to come in order, like sequentially, one after the other. Subsequence, not necessarily, but the relative positions have to be still there. But like there can be characters in the middle, right? So going through this question again, it says two strings str1, str2 in every in an operation we can select as many indexes as we want in str1, and we can change them like to the character after, and then see if str2 with subsequence exists or not. The thing is, it says by performing at most once this operation, so you can't do it more than one time. Okay, so how do we go on approaching something like this? The approach I made was a two-pointer approach. So basically the first thing, I just check if str2 is greater than str1, because that's not going to be possible anyways, because I need to look for this in this. So if this is bigger, I'm just going to return false because it's not possible. And then we're going to reset. We're going to have two pointers for the start of every string, right? And I'm going to do this while loop, right? The main idea here is to check. So the main idea is to go through every character in str1 and check if this character matches this one, or if this character plus, like if this character, and we did the operation, so A is going to be B, matches this character, right? So you're basically checking for str2, like for example here, you're basically checking if this matches either this or this plus one. That's the main idea behind this problem, where if it's that's the main idea, because that's what you can do in an operation, and you can only do it at most once anyways, so we're good on that. So it's going to be one iteration, and you can choose as many indexes as you want in one operation. So what I did here is I just go through the while loop. I do this infinite while loop where break if this finishes or this finishes, because there's no point in moving forward if one of them breaks. I get the first character from str1, the second character from str2, like this. Like I get the characters from each. So for example here I get the A and the A, characters for each, and then I check, does character 1 match character 2? So does A match A, or this part is a bit tricky, this is the part, or does character 2, which is this, match character A, but like we apply the operation, so it's going to be B. Now the question is, how do we apply the operation? Which is very simple. Okay, so I'm just writing it here, right? This is not. So let's just take it one step by another, right? We have character, let's say for example it's an A that we want to make it a B, right? We have the ORD. So what is the ORD? The ORD takes in a character and returns the Unicode like integer for it. So it could be an ASCII, it could be a UTF-8. Depends on how it's encoded. Not our problem. In our cases, we just have 26 characters, so it's probably going to be an ASCII. So let's, for example, it takes like it takes a, and it just returns an integer, right? So to get the index, the next index, what we're basically trying to do is we're trying to get the next index for the character next to a, which is b, and then convert it back to a character. So to get the next index, all we gotta do is we gotta do, let's say for example, ord a, right, minus ord a, which because when you minus it from ord a, it gives you the index from 0 to 26, right? From 0 to 26, right? Ord a minus ord a, right? And then plus 1. When you do a plus 1, that means now this index is 1 indexed, right? So this is us incrementing the index, right? The thing is that it's cyclic, so if it reaches the end, it's gonna go to 0 again. So what a good trick we can do here, just in case, okay, let's say for example this would be z, right? If this is z, it's already 26. It's already 26, right? So if we do a plus 1, it's gonna be 27, which is out of bounds. We need it to be 0 again. So one thing we can do, actually it's yeah. One thing we can do is we can mod it by 26, which is the number of characters essentially. So if it's 26, out of bounds, 26 is, it goes to 0. So it's from 0 to 25 because 0 is inclusive, right? So from 0 to 25, and if we mod by if it goes to 26, which is in our case like what's after the z, right? It's going to be a plus 1, so it's going to be 26. When you mod it to 26, it goes back to 0, right? So what does this give us? All of this equation gives us the index, right? This gives us the index, right? We need to add this to we need to add this to ord of a. That gives us the ASCII key of the character we want. And now we can just do this Python function character, which converts the Unicode key into a character. So by this way, we have the character we're looking for. So back to the original problem, I just done what I just explained right here, right? And then if it equals character 2, which is this one, we still increment str2 pointer. So this means we finalized the a, we found it in a way or another, by manipulating str1, or it's just the same, not manipulating anything, and then we move on to find d, right? And then we go on so forth and so forth, and then we increment the pointer of str1, right? And then in the end, we're just going to return true if this is equal to the length of if this is equal to the length of the final string, we're going to return true. That means we found it. Otherwise, we return false. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one.